primetime local news leader. Fox 22 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, a former gubernatorial candidate charged with possessing images of child sexual abuse was sentenced today after changing his plea.
Our David Ledford starts us off tonight.
I am embarrassed, ashamed, and deeply, deeply sorry.
On May 4th, Elliot Cutler pleaded guilty to 4 counts of possession of sexually explicit material of a child under 12 as part of a plea deal with the Hancock County District Attorney's Office. Cutler will serve 9 months in jail.
This crime is not all of who I am, nor all of who I have been and will be. I will devote the rest of my years to making amends as best I can.
The 76-year-old former gubernatorial candidate will report to the Hancock County Jail on June 1st. Cutler ran for governor twice as an independent, using his own personal wealth to finance both campaigns. He lost by less than 2 percentage points to Republican Paul LePage in 2010 during a multi-candidate race. Last year, Maine State Police say they found more than 80,000 sexually explicit files at Cutler's Brooklyn residence. He is sentenced to 4 years with all but 9 months suspended, not including time subtracted for good behavior.
With a backlog of cases, it's very unlikely this case would have been reached for at least 3 years. I'd rather get the convictions on the 4 counts that we got today and the sentence we got today rather than never reaching this case.
After his release, Cutler will be required to register as a sex offender for the rest of his life, rather than the 10 years outlined in the draft sentencing agreement. He will also be on probation for 6 years. Additionally, he will pay the maximum $5,000 fine to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. In Ellsworth, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Meanwhile, 3 people are facing charges following multiple arrests in Brewer this week. On Tuesday, Brewer police say an officer had observed a suspicious person entering and then exiting the Circle K when dispatch reported a theft complaint at the store. Police say when the officer entered the store and approached the subject, he refused to identify himself and resisted arrest. Brewer police say the man, identified as 37-year-old Gary Vernon Tweedy, was in possession of more than 40 grams of fentanyl, as well as approximately 3 grams of methamphetamine. Tweedy was taken to the Penobscot County Jail and charged with aggravated trafficking of scheduled drugs, refusing to submit to arrest, and other charges. 45-year-old Amy Barnes of Orrington and 19-year-old Kobe Nevels of Stockton Springs were also arrested on Monday after an incident at the Brewer Walmart. Police say they were dispatched to the store for a theft complaint, with a female subject fleeing the scene. Officers arrived and Barnes allegedly resisted arrest and briefly struggled with one of them. Police say Kobe Nevels started to interfere with officers, resisted arrest, and pushed an officer on scene. Police say a search of their vehicle yielded a significant amount of drugs, including fentanyl and meth, as well as a fake vehicle inspection sticker. Nevels and Barnes were both arrested and brought to Penobscot County Jail. They face various charges that include theft, refusing to submit to arrest, and drug possession.
One person died in a head-on crash on Route 152 in Palmyra just before noon today. Chief Deputy Michael Mitchell with the Somerset County Sheriff's Office tells us that a 2020 Mitsubishi Mirage driven by 67-year-old Robert Sylvia of St. Albans was heading south on the L Hill Road when his vehicle crossed the center line, hitting a Maine DOT tractor-trailer truck head-on. Sylvia was pronounced dead at the scene. There was also a juvenile passenger in the car who was transported to Northern Light Sebasticook Valley Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The crash is still under investigation.
An update now on the water issues taking place in the town of Milo, where a boil water advisory remains in effect. We spoke to a water district representative who tells us the repairs to the water pipes have been made and there is currently water flowing. The town has had to take 5 different samples of that water, though, to make sure everything is safe. And at this point, they're waiting for those test results. Until then, the boil water order remains in place. And they say they are hoping for those results to come back soon, but the town could be waiting until after the weekend for that to happen. So keep an eye on Milo's Facebook page and our website for any updates.
Well, Maine nurses filled the State House before a hearing with the Labor and Housing Committee to rally on both sides of a bill that would set staffing standards and ratios for healthcare facilities statewide. Our Matthew Jarancic has the story.
So I ask the legislators, please don't do this to us.
Their interests are in money and shareholders. Our interests as nurses at the bedside are in nurses and patients.
Nurses in favor and opposition of LD 1639 expressed their thoughts on a bill aiming to require a maximum patient-to-staff ratio of 1:3. Opponents say the rules are too rigid for some of the healthcare facilities and their staffing levels.
We're very concerned about the inflexibility of that bill. We have to have the ability to flex up and down. We have to have the ability to assess the environment. We have to have the ability, nurses have to have that decision-making ability.
Nurses in favor say it would mean less stress on them.
Nurses at the bedside, even charge nurses, we don't have any say in if we take on additional patients to our unit.
The language of the bill also said it, quote, establishes a minimum direct care registered nurse staffing requirements based on patient care unit and patient needs, specifies the method to calculate as a healthcare facility's compliance with the staffing requirements, protects direct care registered nurses from the retaliation, and includes notice, record keeping, and enforcement requirements, end quote. At the rally ahead of the hearing, Northern Light Mayo Hospital ER Nursing Director Brent Watson explained why he is against the proposal.
We want to stay flexible, and we want to provide the optimal care for our patients that are arriving through our doors, and making sure that we have the ability for nurses to critically think and make judgment calls to protect our community.
Mary Kate O'Sullivan, a registered nurse in favor of the bill, says this would help provide the best care for patients.
It would be a dream for us to know that we're not going to be forced into situations that are unsafe, where we have too many patients to take care of, patients who are too high acuity and too sick for us to adequately deliver care, the care that these patients need.
In Augusta, Matthew Juronsik reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
And at the State House today, a debate over whether to pull the plug on CMP and Versant and hand control of Maine's electricity to Maine people. A bill would create Pine Tree Power, a privately operated nonprofit consumer-owned utility. Under the plan, Pine Tree Power is banned from using taxpayer money. Supporters say the company would finance itself by issuing debt against future revenue to purchase all the facilities. The company would be required to keep all workers at the utilities it's buying. Supporters say it's time to prioritize customers, not investors, while opponents question whether the concept would work.
I don't believe that a citizens group could take care of the infrastructure, just as right now Maine isn't well taking care of bridges and roads and things like that, so it's just another thing.
With investor-owned CMP and Versant, Maine has some of the least reliable utilities nationwide, with the lowest customer service ratings. We need a utility that is local and responsive to the needs of the people it serves.
In other news, Senator Angus King is pushing for stronger cybersecurity protections for our country's energy grid. In a hearing today, King asked top energy officials if enough is being done to protect American utilities from hackers and other threats. He asked the chairman of the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission if he was satisfied with our current cybersecurity standards. The chairman's response indicated that more needs to be done.
I give our grade on cybersecurity right now an incomplete. I think we still have work to do. Our cybersecurity standards, they are a floor.
Chairman Phillips said they work with states and utilities to do audits and tabletop exercises in an effort to boost security measures. Phillips said he believes the number one priority for them is to secure the cyber and physical security of our grid. It's concerning to hear the grade is incomplete.
Right.
Yeah.
But at least, being honest with ourselves about it and striving to boost that infrastructure and security is very important.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Alrighty, folks, well, let's hit pause here and take a first check of our forecast.
Hey, Beth, thank you. Happy Thursday. Your first weather is brought to you by Saliba's Rug Cleaners, Maine's largest for over 70 years. Let's talk about temperatures today, or the lack thereof, right? 52 here in Bangor, also in Millinocket, 49 for a high temperature here in May in Bar Harbor. That's not nice, nor is it normal. We're going to work on it with warmer temperatures on the way. Lots of showers out there, nothing really heavy, but persistent light showers tonight will end shortly after midnight or so, and then we'll be in a drying out trend through the weekend and beyond. on. Right now, the weekend looks fantastic, by the way, with temperatures up near 70 most likely on Sunday. Our forecast then for tonight, though, we're talking about cloudy skies, a couple of showers left over with low temperatures down near 40. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth?
I love that he said the weekend looks fantastic. It's like getting a stamp of confirmation.
Yes. Yep.
Confidence booster.
Yep. Gotta love it from Jeff there. And
yeah.
We'll learn more about what that weekend is looking like a little bit later on.
Indeed.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10. Despite the local tensions, hundreds of cruise ship passengers came ashore in Bar Harbor today.
Our Devin Dagnall was there, and we'll have more of those stories and more local news when we come right back.
We're lucky to live in Maine. We have a wealth of natural resources, hardworking people, and time for the things that matter. Mechanical Services is all about Maine, with energy efficiency that protects our environment and helps businesses grow. Preventive maintenance and energy solutions that save money. How Maine is that? Mechanical Services. We're everywhere you are in Maine.
Maine is a one-of-a-kind beautiful state, and there's no better way to see it than from the air. Fletcher Mountain Aviation offers an aerial experience like no other, featuring seaplane flights where you will see the best views in Maine from the air and land on Maine's most beautiful lakes. An experience you will never forget, with views from the northern Maine woods, Moosehead Lake, and Katahdin regions. Come fly and see our beautiful state from the sky with Fletcher Mountain Aviation. Visit our website here or scan the QR code to book your flight today.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
They've got the sharpest pencil in town. Have they just sit around that showroom figuring deals and whittling that old pencil down? They know that if you buy once, you're gonna be back. So instead of buying one, you're buying two, and that's a fact. They've got the sharpest pencil in town.
So come on down, neighbor. The coffee pot's on.
Global megastar Bad Bunny comes to SmackDown one night before a San Juan Street fight at WWE Backlash. An all-new Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
On the next Good Morning Maine, former gubernatorial hopeful Elliot Cutler enters a plea for child pornography charges, and mixed reactions from Bar Harbor, where the busy cruise ship season is now underway. We hope to see you on the next Good Morning Maine.
Welcome back. Legislators and cyclists put their helmets on Thursday as the Bicycle Coalition of Maine hosted its annual Bike Day outside at the State House. The event helps to raise awareness and promote legislation to protect those who walk and bike in Maine. The event featured electric bike rides around the Capitol building and the Kennebec River. Members of the Bicycle Coalition of Maine and the Maine Department of Transportation also spoke on efforts related to bike and pedestrian safety as well as infrastructure.
Is getting the FaceTime, really getting to talk one-on-one, giving people a good understanding of what is the e-bike, what work does the Bicycle Coalition do, how are we making roads safer, showing people the educational components of things, letting them know what laws are out there and how they can be involved.
Some recently proposed bills are being considered which would boost age-appropriate traffic safety education and add electric bikes to the Efficiency Maine Trust rebate program.
Portland nonprofit Partners for World Health will be sending the fourth of their earthquake response shipments to Turkey and Syria. Partners for World Health has sent 3 prior shipments, 1 by air and 2 by sea, to the Turkey-Syria earthquake zone where 60,000 people perished and more than 1.5 million were left homeless. Each container holds about 22,000 pounds of equipment and supplies. In the coming weeks, Partners for World Health will also be shipping supplies to Kenya and continuing their support of those in need in Ukraine. If you want to learn more, you can visit partnersforworldhealth.org.
The FDA has approved the world's first vaccine to protect against the respiratory virus RSV. It marks a pharmaceutical milestone 6 decades in the making. The drug Arexvy is made by GSK and is designed to be given as a single shot to adults 60 years and older. RSV is often associated with babies and young children, but it can also be very dangerous for seniors. It's particularly dangerous for older adults with underlying health conditions like heart or lung disease or weakened immune systems. Dr. Dora Ann Mills with Maine Health says RSV is a leading cause of hospitalizations among older Mainers.
By vaccinating people 60 and older, we're hoping that that'll also help not only them, but help protect probably their grandbabies, the young children who are at risk for RSV. But the main reason to be vaccinated if you're 60 and older is protect yourself because you're at high risk for severe RSV infection.
Arexvy could be available for seniors as soon as this fall, pending a CDC recommendation.
Well, despite the disapproval of some residents, a local town welcomed hundreds of tourists to kick off cruise ship season. Our Devin Dagnall has the story.
Bar Harbor's tourist season kicked off as hundreds of cruise ship passengers came ashore Thursday morning.
Being here in Bar Harbor is great. We're excited to see what you guys have to offer and, explore a little bit.
The tourists were welcomed by T-shirts, hats, and signs that all shared one message: Bar Harbor welcomes all. The group that organized the warm welcome is known as the Association to Preserve plus Protect Local Livelihoods, or APPLE for short.
APPLE is a group of local businesses, individuals, and organizations that have banded together to help protect our livelihoods and way of life by standing for a reasonable and balanced approach to tourism regulation.
According to Charlie Sidman, one of the locals who spearheaded the recent initiative to limit the amount of cruise ship passengers allowed in Bar Harbor at a single time, APPLE is not a representation of what the town wants.
They are representing that the town welcomes the influx of people from the cruise ships. And as evidenced by our vote in the initiative referendum last fall, 60% of the town or more does not welcome this inundation of people from cruise ships.
According to APPLE, the town of Bar Harbor expects to receive 129 ships carrying over 200,000 passengers during its 2023 season. And they claim those passengers have the potential to bring millions of dollars of revenue to the town. In Bar Harbor, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And no wonder it's such a tourist destination. It's just a beautiful area, just nestled right there in where Acadia National Park is, and just so many cool things to do, eat.
Yeah, some of the cutest shops I've ever seen are in Bar Harbor. You get the beautiful water, the beautiful harbor, lots of different activities, possibilities. Yeah. So I definitely see why people stop off there. But I've definitely been there during, the summertime when it is super crowded, and it can be tough to maneuver. That is for sure.
It really can be.
Yeah.
So lots to look at there.
Absolutely.
Well, coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, a group of fishermen is suing the Biden administration over a federal monitoring requirement. We'll have details on that lawsuit.
And Russia retaliates against Ukraine after the Kremlin accused Kyiv of attempting to assassinate Vladimir Putin. Those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
Here at Twin City Tire and Service, you will be working with industry professionals. We have ASE certified master technicians and certified tire and lube technicians. If we need your vehicle for a duration of time, we offer a complimentary shuttle service and can even offer a loaner vehicle. Being a client at Twin City Tire and Service means that we will treat you right. This includes a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on mechanical repairs. We also provide you with 1 year of complimentary roadside assistance. Come see us today at Twin City Tire and Service in Brewer.
It's time to bring balance to business travel and discover the equilibrium that works for you. At National, you're in control. skip the counter, choose any car in the aisle, and manage your rental right from the app. So you can mix work with leisure, or leisure with work, giving you the control to find the perfect balance. Go national. Go like a pro.
Bathfitter is a better way to remodel your tub. Precise measuring means the perfect fit. The Bathfitter tub-over-tub process means no mess or stress. A custom-made tub and seamless wall mean a watertight fit. Premium acrylic means it lasts a lifetime. And all this together means a great value. Bathfitter, it just fits. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Sunday on Fox, the stars are out.
They say that we the next attraction.
A showstopper.
We give you pure satisfaction.
Let's go.
I'm talking lights, camera, action.
Look at him fly. Who will be crowned the top dog?
I'm talking lights, camera, action.
The Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, sponsored by Purina Pro Plan, begins with the Masters Agility Championship, Sunday at 2 Eastern on Fox.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
The 24-year-old man suspected of opening fire on a medical center in Midtown Atlanta now faces multiple charges. This comes as police investigate a possible motive. Fox's Nate Foy has details.
A man accused of Wednesday's mass shooting at an Atlanta medical center faces murder and aggravated assault charges. He waived his first court appearance Thursday, one day after police say he opened fire in a waiting room, shooting and killing a CDC employee. The agency releasing a statement that reads in part, quote, "The CDC is deeply saddened by the unexpected loss of a colleague killed yesterday in the Midtown Atlanta shooting. Our hearts are with her family, friends, and colleagues as they remember her and grieve this tragic loss. 4 others who suffered injuries remain in the hospital."
Unfortunately, this day and age, seeing shooting victims is almost a daily occurrence here. When they come in like this, particularly because it happened in a healthcare setting, it resonates more.
Arrest warrants released Thursday show the alleged gunman used a semi-automatic handgun. The attack lasted about 2 minutes before police say the 24-year-old drove off in a stolen vehicle and set off a manhunt here in Atlanta. Hours later, an undercover police officer confronted the suspect before backup arrived and they took him into custody. Police credit surveillance technology and a multi-agency effort for helping bring this search to an end.
He was armed. They did their jobs. There was no resistance, and he was taken in custody with absolutely no violence and was treated professionally.
Northside Hospital will hold a day of reflection on Friday to process this tragedy. Reporting in Atlanta, Nate Foy, Fox News.
A Washington, D.C. jury has convicted 4 members of the far-right Proud Boys extremist group of seditious conspiracy for trying to prevent the transfer of power from Donald Trump to newly elected President Joe Biden. Now, Fox's Jonathan Hunt has that story.
A jury in Washington, D.C. convicted the former leader and 3 other members of the Proud Boys far-right extremist group for their role in orchestrating the January 6th Capitol riot.
I promised that the Justice Department would do everything in its power to hold accountable those responsible for the heinous attack.
The jury heard from dozens of witnesses during the more than 3-month-long trial, ultimately finding Enrico Tarrio and 3 other high-ranking Proud Boys guilty of sedition and other felonies as part of a bid to keep Donald Trump in the White House after he lost the 2020 presidential election. Tarrio wasn't in Washington during the riot because of an arrest in a separate case, but prosecutors argued he organized and directed the storming of the Capitol. A 5th member of the group was not found guilty on sedition charges, but was still convicted of other felonies.
We have recovered devices, decrypted electronic messages, triangulated phones, and poured through tens of thousands of hours of video.
Attorney General Merrick Garland said the Justice Department has secured more than 600 total convictions for a wide range of criminal conduct on or ahead of January 6th.
The Justice Department will never stop working to defend the democracy to which all Americans are entitled.
The Proud Boys members will likely face decades in prison. A sentencing date has not been set. Jonathan Hunt, Fox News.
Meanwhile, more trouble for Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. A report from ProPublica claims Thomas accepted money from billionaire Republican donor Harlan Crow. That was used to pay the pricey tuition of one of Thomas's great-nephews. Thomas was said to have had custody of the boy at the time. Reports also claim he never disclosed the tuition payments in official filings, although he did disclose a $5,000 payment used for the tuition from another friend. This news comes following allegations that Crow paid for luxury group vacations that Thomas and his wife enjoyed for more than 2 decades.
A group of fishermen is suing the Biden administration over a requirement that they pay hundreds of dollars a day to have federal regulators monitor their work. Experts say the issue has the potential to severely impact federal regulations. Fox's David Spunt is in Washington with more.
It may soon be America's commercial fishermen who change the power skills in Washington and across the country.
You can't even understate, I think, the tremendous impact this has on administrative law and even federal law generally.
The U.S. Supreme Court this week agreed to hear an appeal by a group of family-owned fishing companies who are suing the government over a regulation putting federal monitors on board to watch and record what happens at sea. Though currently suspended, the regulation would force herring fishermen to pay out of pocket for the monitors, approximately $700 a day, according to government data. Other fishing groups watching the lawsuit closely.
We really hope that regulators can listen a little bit more to fishermen, and it's called fishermen's ecological knowledge. It's important. These are the men and women who have been out on the water for sometimes decades.
The Supreme Court will hear arguments in the fall, and if the justices side with the fishermen over the government, the power of federal regulation could diminish, and significantly. The justices could overturn what's known as the Chevron deference, a controversial legal doctrine in place for almost 40 years that allows courts to defer to federal regulators to interpret the law. If overturned, other federal regulators could be in jeopardy. Think those involved in the president's climate initiatives.
Casebooks, textbooks in law schools will need to be thrown out and completely rewritten.
In Washington, David Spunt, Fox News.
There is a renewed push on Capitol Hill to gradually raise the federal minimum wage, something that hasn't been done in years. A new standard could potentially boost pay for hundreds of thousands of workers. Critics say it could hurt an already struggling economy. Fox's Emmanuel has more.
The fight for $15 is so last year. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders is upping the ante and calling for an across-the-board federal minimum wage of $17 an hour.
If you work 40, 50 hours a week, you should not be living in poverty.
The current rate is $7.25, and it's been that way for over a decade. That money isn't going very far.
I've been struggling to feed my kids and to even pay my bills.
And maybe some of my colleagues in Congress might want to live for a month on $7.25 an hour and see what that's like.
Sanders' plan could give some workers a 134% pay bump. Union leaders are behind it.
It is not the wrong time, it is past time.
The federal minimum wage applies to states without laws of their own, and it overrides the state if those wages are lower. Critics argue this pay raise could kill jobs.
A $17 minimum wage could put inflation on rocket fuel. And I think what we're going to see is not just businesses going automation, reducing headcount, but in many cases closing.
Businesses are already in a pinch, layoffs are up, and job openings are down. And in places where the cost of living is cheap, a higher minimum wage could make things more expensive.
I think Bernie Sanders wants to turn South Carolina into San Francisco.
Senator Bernie Sanders says a Senate committee next month will mark up a bill that raises the minimum wage. In Washington, Mike Emanuel, Fox News.
Well, there's still no answer to what exactly happened over the skies of at the Kremlin on Wednesday, but Russia is blaming the U.S. for what it calls a botched assassination attempt. Fox's Rich Edson has more from the State Department.
A day after claiming Ukraine tried to assassinate President Vladimir Putin with drones, the Russian government is now blaming the United States, saying the U.S. provided targeting information to the Ukrainian military and then instructed Ukraine to carry out an attack. The White House says that's nonsense, and the Director of National Intelligence says she is still looking for answers.
Russia's government has accused Ukraine of trying to assassinate President Putin and saying that the United States goaded them into it. Seems like kind of a big deal.
At this stage, we don't have information that would allow us to provide an independent assessment on this.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken went further Wednesday, saying he would take anything coming out of the Kremlin with a, quote, very large shaker of salt, a sentiment shared by lawmakers on both sides of the aisle.
It's likely that he's lying again here and using it for a cause and an excuse to enter into a new elevated phase of the war.
Analysts say this could have the signs of a Russian false flag operation. The Kremlin has a long history of staging attacks like this as an excuse to escalate its aggression. And on Thursday, dozens of drones were launched against Ukrainian cities. The Ukrainian military said some had the words "for the Kremlin" written on them.
For me, it doesn't matter what they think. We know what they do. We see their demotivated country.
This all comes ahead of what appears to be an imminent counteroffensive from the Ukrainian military. At the State Department, Rich Edson, Fox News.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, a jury clears Ed Sheeran of any wrongdoing after the singer was accused of stealing an element or elements of another song.
And in sports, Husson Softball is looking for their third NAC title in a row. How their overall complete squad has great chance to make it happen. We'll be right back.
I'm looking for a partner that I can invest $250,000 in. I'm looking for my next food star.
Gordon Ramsay's Food Stars, May 24th on Fox.
Wherever you are, whether you're ready or not, it's coming. With a purpose, with persistence, with the power to change the way you live. So you don't have to change the way you live. Generac automatic standby generators. Control your power, control your life. Visit Generac.com.
Polar One, I got help to push back.
I got help to push back.
We got help to push back with Lybalvi.
Once daily prescription Lybalvi is proven to treat manic or mixed episodes of bipolar 1 in adults to help you push back. Elderly patients with dementia have an increased risk of death or stroke. Do not take Lybalvi if you are taking opioids or are in opioid withdrawal. The samidorphan in Lybalvi can cause severe opioid withdrawal that can lead to hospitalization or increased risk of life-threatening overdose. Get emergency help if you have trouble breathing, become very drowsy with slowed or shallow breathing, or feel faint, very dizzy, or confused, or if you have fever, stiff muscles, confusion, rash, swollen glands, or problems with your liver, kidneys, heart, or lungs. Other serious side effects may include high cholesterol, weight gain, potentially fatal high blood sugar, uncontrolled body movements, which may be permanent, dizziness upon standing or falls.
Are you ready to push back against bipolar 1? Ask your doctor if Lybalvi is right for you.
Our phones keep us constantly connected.
Please switch to airplane mode.
But what if they had a mode to help us actually connect? Introducing Us Mode, a mode that makes our phones less distracting, so we can focus on quality time. So the notifications we get are the ones that matter. So we're never distracted from what's most important. Visit US Cellular in-store or online to set up Us Mode for free, even if you're not a customer. US Cellular, built for us.
Welcome back. Ed Sheeran's copyright lawsuit comes to an end in New York City. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has the latest on the outcome.
The jury has decided Ed Sheeran did not steal from Marvin Gaye's 1973 classic Let's Get It On. For his hit song Thinking Out Loud.
Till we're 70,
After the verdict was read, Sheeran hugged his team and plaintiff Catherine Townsend Griffin.
I'm obviously very happy with the outcome of the case, and it looks like I'm not having to retire from my day job after all. But at the same time, I'm unbelievably frustrated that baseless claims like this are allowed to go to court at all.
Sheeran, outside of court, said elements of the two songs were common building blocks in music. He also shared his fears about the potential precedent this case would have set if the verdict had gone against him.
If the jury had decided this matter the other way, we might as well say goodbye to the creative freedom of songwriters. We need to be able to write our original music and engage in independent creation without worrying at every step of the way that such creativity will be wrongly called into question.
The 2-week trial in Manhattan stemmed from a lawsuit first filed in 2017 by the heirs of songwriter Ed Townsend, who co-wrote Let's Get It On with Marvin Gaye. They claimed both songs had striking similarities and overt common elements. Sheeran's attorneys argued the songs share frequently used versions of unprotectable chord progression. As part of the trial, Sheeran even picked up his guitar to discuss his writing process and played music to the jury.
Key factors were obviously the song as we're allowed to hear it, and then the deposit copy, which was in question.
Sheeran definitely isn't quitting his day job. He has a new album out tomorrow and a world tour starting Saturday. In Los Angeles, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Well, Hollywood writers are striking against major studios, but their fight is also against artificial intelligence as well. With the rise of AI, the Writers Guild of America wants to make sure the use of the technology is banned in writing TV and movie scripts. Many writers fear they will be dumped for an AI's creation of first drafts. They believe studios will only hire writers to complete a second draft to clean up AI's initial work, and those second drafts typically pay less. The writers are proposing AI is kept out of the entertainment business so they can't replace writers.
Lovers of the Star Wars universe celebrated their fandom this May the 4th. Many businesses recognized the day with Star Wars-themed products, while movie theaters showed Return of the Jedi on the big screen in honor of its 40th anniversary. StarWars.com is also offering various deals on its site and special Star Wars Day music playlists for fans of the galaxy far, far away.
Well, Star Wars original leading lady joining fellow celebrities on Hollywood Boulevard. The late Carrie Fisher, who famously played Princess Leia in the beloved movies, receiving a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame today. Fisher's daughter, Billie Lourd, accepting the honor on her mother's behalf and sharing that she's an obsessive Star Wars fan and is grateful that her mother's legacy has continued to inspire fans.
My mom used to say you weren't actually famous until you became a Pez dispenser. Well, people eat candy out of her neck every day. I say you aren't actually famous until you get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Which I guess is kind of weird because people in most places tend to avoid people walking all over them. But in this weird little town, the pinnacle of fame is getting people to walk all over you. My mom is a double whammy, a Pez dispenser and has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame now. Mama, you've made it.
Thursday's ceremony falling, of course, on this very special day, May the 4th, and as we like to say, may the 4th be with you.
Indeed, and with you. Just a really a fun day, but also a really great recognition for Carrie Fisher there. Just such an icon in the Star Wars world.
Princess Leia is one of the most beloved, I think, movie characters, really, of all time.
Yeah.
And, you know, in a time where we focus more on the evolution of women in film and, you know, wanting more strong female characters for, you know, young women and girls to look up to. Mm-hmm. She really was a trailblazer, Princess Leia and Carrie Fisher. So I think that star on the Hollywood Walk is a long time coming and frankly overdue.
Very well deserved.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, our full 5-day is coming up. Looks like a dandy. Stay with us.
Well, it didn't feel like May today with cool temperatures, highs only in the upper 40s, low 50s. We're going to work on that, though, but there is some more rain in the forecast. Those details for you when I come back.
BuyAToyota.com is Toyota's official website for deals. See every official Toyota deal out there, including offers not seen on TV. BuyAToyota.com when you officially want the best deal. Toyota, let's go places.
Make this summer the summer of more fun and less worry with replacement windows from Renewal by Andersen. Now is the perfect time to call because we're having a Memorial Day sale with incredible savings on the most trusted family of window and patio door brands in America. Call for your free window diagnosis and begin your Renewal by Andersen signature service experience. A unique start-to-finish home improvement solution skillfully guided by Renewal by Andersen professionals who are the best at window replacement because it's the only thing we do. Renewal by Andersen, the better way to a better window.
Great things are always cooking at the Ground. New menu, new specials, with an amazing variety of choices for every taste. Good times, great service, and amazing food. Only at your locally owned Ground. Odland Road, Bangor.
Saturdays, baseball's best are showing out on Fox.
Buckle up, it's going to be fun.
What a play! This is where MVPs are VIPs, and where aces always come in pairs. Saturday means it's showtime for Shohei and mealtime for Mandy. All the swag, all the salt, and all the slams.
Swing and a drive! Are you kidding me?
The biggest games on the best day of the week. Fox Saturday Baseball all season long.
Welcome to Fantasy Island. There is so much here for you. All you have to do is take it.
Fantasy Island, this Monday on Fox.
Well, this was fun. Look at high temperatures today. 52 here in Bangor, 49 Bar Harbor. Not normal, not nice, and it's not going to stick around much longer as warmer temperatures are on the way for tomorrow and much warmer temperatures over the weekend. In fact, we will likely be up near 60 tomorrow and then maybe even upper 60s. Here's Saturday afternoon around 4 o'clock or so, maybe upper 60s back in the forecast on Saturday before even getting warmer on Sunday. Out there today, lots of cloud cover and a couple of showers, nothing heavy, but drizzly, kind of showery for a few hours. Those showers are beginning to fade away now, and we'll be in a decreasing cloud trend overnight tonight and decreasing precipitation as well. And then tomorrow looks like a very nice day around here, but still a couple of light rain showers to get through tonight. Again, not a big deal, but overall, keep the umbrella handy for a few more hours this evening. Then our attention turns over here. We're looking really good. This system here will pass to our south over the weekend, and then we got to watch this system here, but that is still most likely not even on our maps until probably Wednesday or Thursday of next week. Until then, we'll get this system out of here with its cloud cover tomorrow and give us a very nice, well-deserved weekend around here. So a couple of showers still out there right now, then overall decreasing clouds tonight, and then tomorrow again, it's going to be a very nice day with temperatures hanging out a bit warmer than today, but the real nice stuff gets in here on Saturday into Sunday, where we could go for maybe even 70 degrees or so on Sunday afternoon with lots of sunshine both weekend days, Saturday and Sunday. That is going to be well earned, right? So all your outdoor plans this weekend, putting boats in the water, cleaning the garage, whatever it is, are a go with some sunshine and temperatures hanging out in the upper 60s, low 70s. But still a couple of light rain showers to get through tonight. Again, this is nothing heavy in here, maybe a 1/10 of an inch of rainfall at best this evening before the showers do get out of here tonight. It is a bit windy. It's been a bit windy all day long today. Notice the wind direction, though, out of the north, northeast all day long. That's typically a cooling breeze for us. That gave us those temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s today. It'll begin to switch more out of the west tomorrow, and that will begin the process of warming us up. Until then, though, still a small craft advisory out there along the coastal areas, down east areas through tomorrow for wave heights approaching 8 to 10 feet. Our forecast then tonight, though, is rain ending, decreasing clouds late, really closer to sunrise tomorrow morning. Low temperatures down near 41 for tomorrow. All right, so partly cloudy skies, breezy and warmer, noticeably warmer, not hot though. The high temperature near 60 and a north wind that could gust near 25, kind of switching more out of the northwest throughout the afternoon. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows 61 tomorrow, 68 with plenty of sunshine Saturday, 71, plenty of sunshine Sunday, so a gorgeous weekend. Monday, a bit cooler, the high is 65 under partly cloudy skies. Beth?
Wow.
I'm a happy camper.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Sunshine across the board. Love to see it.
Please and thank you.
All right, well, sports is coming up next with Ryan Sudol. Stay with us.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
Motorcycle accidents happen fast.
The bike was totaled. I was seriously hurt.
I needed someone with a track record of helping injured bikers.
If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, you're going to need everything you are entitled to. Find out what your case may really be worth.
They got me way more than I thought I'd get.
Every dollar I deserve.
And there was no fee until they won my case.
They really do mean business.
Problem solved.
The law offices of Joe Bornstein. Maine lawyers working for Maine people.
Fear, pain, and anxiety are all feelings associated with dental treatments, but it doesn't have to be that way. Dental lasers offer a way to remove tooth decay without using the dental drill. In fact, we do most dental fillings here at Twin City Dental without numbing, so no needle. And for treatments like root canals or having many teeth extracted, we also provide IV sedation. So call Twin City Dental for your next dentist appointment.
Mow, dig, haul. The BX Series subcompact tractor offers ultimate versatility with built-in quality and reliability, dedicated dealer support for an ownership experience and service that's second to none. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today. Get the BX 1880 tractor with loader and mower for payments starting at $227 plus save up to $800.
Visit GoKubota.com today to find your local Kubota dealer.
Sure, the driveway looks good now with the snow on it, but you know what will still be under there in the spring? The same cracks, crumbles, and potholes that were there before winter. Call Eaton Paving today. Let's make an appointment to fix those problems when the weather is ready. Eaton Paving and Excavation.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Engstrom's Auto Service in Guilford. We specialize in all foreign and domestic service and alignments.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start over at Husson. Eagles softball is the top seed in the NAC tournament. As they prepare for this weekend, their hot bats and deep pitching staff give them a whole lot of confidence in winning their third straight title.
The ability that we have to overcome adversity and play our game and win out in NAC was pretty impressive.
Husson softball finished the regular season a perfect 10-0 in NAC play and are the #1 seed in the conference tournament.
Just being able to do that really shows us and gives us the confidence going into the tournament that, we can do this, and with that we can go farther than that and farther than the regionals.
The season story has been a complete one. For starters, their bats have been on fire, scoring 9 runs a game in NAC and 24 runs in last weekend's series against Umpy.
It's definitely a good confidence booster going into this weekend. I think we really thrive in an environment where we're all just stringing along hits and really enjoying ourselves, playing the game that we love.
On the other side of the ball, the pitching has been even more stellar. The Eagles only allowed 4 runs in conference, and senior ace McKenna Smith threw a perfect game on Saturday.
It's just fun to watch. I mean, as a younger pitcher on the team, she's a mentor for us, so watching that happen is crazy, and I'm trying to learn as much as I can from her with what time we have left.
And they're making the most of it. Freshman pitchers Emily Rierick and Danny Masterson give the staff some major depth. In fact, Masterson hasn't allowed a run in her 3 NAC starts.
McKenna's a powerhouse, but our freshmen are really stepping up because we need them to.
My goal when I'm out there is just help us set up for a win. Both me and Emily have been working really hard on learning what we can from Kenna, but also gaining confidence on the mound and knowing that we've got years to come.
But for those with no more years left, there comes an extra hunger to bring home Husson's 3rd straight NAC title. But no matter what happens, it was the best last ride they could ask for.
It's the best team I could ever ask to be on for my senior season. Every single player plays an important role, whether you're in the dugout cheering or on the field, it doesn't matter, and I hope that we go back to back to back because that's just the ultimate way to end my senior year.
Okay, now for some high school baseball action. Again, not a lot of games in our area Thursday because of Mother Nature, but Central and Foxcroft Academy braved the elements. Both teams coming into this one looking for a bounce-back win. Bottom 2, 1-0 Foxcroft. Runner on third with 1 out. Jaden Richard will strike out the next 2 batters to end the inning. Nice. It remains 1-0 Ponies. Top 3. Richard gets under this one. It goes into deep right, but check out this great leaping catch by Liam Kimball. That one ends the inning. Top 4, Donald Poole at the dish for Foxcroft. He slaps one towards third. That allows Lucas Sands to score. Calvin Landry follows behind. It's 3-1. And finally, top 5, Jackson Pollock's pitch goes wild. Here comes Jack Day from third. He slides in just in time to score the 4th run of the game for Foxcroft. They continue to roll and win it 7-1. Okay, now let's go to the NBA. The Celtics and 76ers are now even at a game apiece. The series will now move to Philadelphia for games 3 and 4 Friday night and Sunday afternoon. The Celtics with a phenomenal effort on Wednesday night, knocking down 23-pointers while playing some great defense en route to a 121-87 blowout win. The Celtics looking like a much different team than the one we saw on Monday. But with the series moving to Philly and the job not being finished, if they don't use this effort to win games, it won't matter.
We just feel like, we underperformed last game, and we wanted to come out and play to the best of our ability. And that's what we did.
This is one game. They came out and played a great game. The first one, James played great. I thought tonight we, flipped the script. I thought we did a great job on him and great job overall. But that's one game, and it doesn't mean anything if there's no carryover.
And finally, we head to the ice, where last week the Maine Mariners were eliminated in the first round of the ECHL playoffs. But this year was easily the most successful in the team's young history, and they're in quite good spirits about the future. David has the story.
For the first time in franchise history, the Maine Mariners topped the 40-win mark. And for the second straight season, the Mariners qualified for the Kelly Cup playoffs.
It feels like we're supposed to win. It feels like early on we weren't really sure what to expect, and we didn't really expect to make playoffs. We were just kind of hoping to make playoffs. Now there's an expectation.
Head coach Terrence Wallen says the team's recent success has created quite a buzz throughout the league.
It's a great place for players to come play, and I think the word is out about Portland. I think when teams come travel here, teams are always talking about how much they love Portland and how great of a city it is to play on the road. So I think now it's become probably one of the top 5 or 7 places to play in the league.
Wallen also gives an assist to a rabid fan base that continues to grow each and every season.
Yep, it's been pretty special to watch the rise of our fan base in the 5 years that I've been here. And our fans have been pretty awesome the last couple of years. And I know this year we had one of the biggest year-over-year turnarounds in attendance in the whole league. So it's been great, and hopefully it continues into next year.
Okay, that's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
We've got your back, road warriors, because we know you're picking up the pace. Steering life at 10 and 2. You're hitting the road, and we're helping you get there with confidence. So skip the counter without missing a beat. Choose any car in the aisle and be the boss of you. Go national. Go like a pro.
People always ask me, what's the best mattress? Well, the best mattress for me isn't necessarily the best mattress for you. Bridget and our Sleep Techs will fit you to the perfect mattress. So if you're going to spend a third of your life sleeping on it, shouldn't it be the one for you?
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate, 974-7815.
Motorcycle accidents happen fast.
The bike was totaled. I was seriously hurt.
I needed someone with a track record of helping injured bikers.
If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, you're going to need everything you are entitled to. Find out what your case may really be worth.
They got me way more than I thought I'd get.
Every dollar I deserve.
And there was no fee until they won my case.
They really do mean business.
Problem solved.
The law offices of Joe Bornstein. Maine lawyers working for Maine people.
BuyAToyota.com is Toyota's official website for deals. See every official Toyota deal out there, including offers not seen on TV. BuyAToyota.com, when you officially want the best deal. Toyota, let's go places.
Bangor Brewer bowling lanes on Wilson Street in Brewer, featuring 24 lanes of candlepin bowling and a big arcade room where kids can win great prizes. Glow bowling on Saturday nights from 7 until closing. Bring your entire family of fun entertainment for all ages.
Sketch, Forrest! Sketch!
Pictionary. My daddy, he liked Pictionary. He liked Pictionary shrimp, Pictionary shrimp.
Pencil us in every weekday
on Fox 22.
Local news weeknights at 10 with Beth Jones and Peter Dubois on Fox 22.
Welcome back. Summer is just around the corner, and a favorite activity for many Americans is camping. According to a new report by Campgrounds of America, about 23 million households are planning to go camping on Memorial Day. The report adds, despite economic hardships, 38% of people say they will continue to camp and view the activity as an affordable way to travel. Glamping, which is the more luxurious version of traditional camping, is also gaining popularity. 40% of campers say they have some interest in taking a glamping trip this year, according to that report.
Glamping sounds kind of good. Alrighty, well, local artists got to show off their work for a panel of judges tonight with a chance to go home with a cash prize. The Bangor Art Society hosted its annual art show at the Eastern Maine Development Corporation, and more than 50 Maine artists participated. Best in Show awards were given out for oil and watercolor paintings, drawings, photography, and other art forms such as sculpture and printmaking. 16 artists in total earned cash prizes for their work. Bangor Art Society President Teddy Jan Koval says the show acts as a great platform for Maine artists.
We have students all the way up to people in their 80s because they don't always have a chance to exhibit, earn cash prizes, plus then take home their painting if they want.
Many of the paintings will be on display at the Eastern Maine Development Corporation through the month of May. Established back in 1875, Koval says the Bangor Art Society is the longest running art society in the nation. That's something to be proud of.
Seriously.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
And very cool for all of those local artists to be provided that platform to showcase their art and also take home a prize, too.
Well, it's educational, too. I mean, there are mediums there that probably a lot of people don't get to see.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Alrighty, folks, that's going to do it for us. Take care and good night.
Good night, everyone.